rumble of the discourse. We've taken an abandoned concrete factory at the margins of the declining American empire and repurposed it into a battleground where 19 separate entities from across the political spectrum enter the discourse one by one and do battle to determine who controls the narrative force of the discourse. I hope you'll join me, your Southern Gothic futurist host, dirtgod Raven Mac, for each and every episode of Monday Night Rumble of the Discourse. Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is your boy dirtgod Raven Mac here, another Monday Night Rumble of the Discourse. Of course, we are in week 3 of our spring 2023 series. Each and every week, 27 competitors come out from across this political spectrum. They get tossed over the top rope or pinned or submitted. You get a point for eliminating somebody, bonus points for finishing in the final 4, and we do this for 6 weeks with folks accumulating points. We are in week 3, and in fact, let's look back on week 1. That first week, where at the end of it, you can see the police state has President Biden, suplex on President Biden. This was 2 weeks ago, folks, and then he gets a slow count with Kamala Harris as the referee, but the police state does not hold up, throws Biden into this ladder here in a second. Backwards there, yeah, and then ends up getting the pin with the lady cop as the referee, given the quick count. Lady cop and police state in cahoots. So that's what happened 2 weeks ago. And then last week, as we got to the end, our final 3, the reply guy, not an FBI agent, and the library drag queen. Reply guy pins that not an FBI agent, and it just leaves reply guy and the library drag queen to finish out last week. Again, those bonus points, you get 10 bonus points for first and 7 for second. Reply guy got the pin on library drag queen there and won last week. So we've had the police state win and the reply guy. And here's our standings after 2 events. You can see they're tied at the top of the leaderboard. President Biden, library drag queen, the people came in second, are in there. Twitter communist legacy, blue check, Donald Trump, not an FBI agent, some other folks down there at the bottom. Let's go ahead and go up to the ring for tonight's episode. Our referees tonight are President Biden and the National Guardsman. So Biden in that leaderboard, but he is not competing tonight. Instead is participating as a referee. The first competitor coming out is AOC, progressive, allegedly progressive congresswoman from New York State, New York City even. She's our first entrant. Of course, coming out first is difficult because it's hard to make it through that full 27. And it looks like we're going to have a congressional showdown as AOC will be facing off against Lauren Boebert, that Colorado congresswoman who it looked like she had lost on election night last year, but she pulled it out on as they finished the count. She's still in there, still making noise and doing her idiotic bits and shticks. And of course, AOC somewhat performative as well, but we got 2 women congresswomen, 2 congresswomen starting the discourse off. Of course, the discourse is always male-dominated, somewhat male-heavy, so it's at least good to see 2 women starting this thing off. Boebert's got a chair in there. National Guardsman giving her a salute for some reason, and they go right at it, man. AOC taking it right to Lauren Boebert. But that chair, man, using that chair as a weapon. Boebert seems to be taking the advantage here. Very early in the discourse, going for an early pin count. And that's a slow count by Biden. AOC kicked out at 1, probably could have been a 2. Now, AOC has it. Well, Boebert takes it back and nails AOC upside the head. Once again, your referees tonight are President Biden and the National Guardsman. AOC got Boebert up but couldn't finish the move, and Boebert with a DDT, and we get a buzzer. And here comes the lady cop. Of course, you saw her being a referee with the slow count, or the fast count 2 weeks ago. Lady cop taking part tonight. And in fact, we have 3 women starting the discourse off, so that's somewhat refreshing, even if I don't necessarily agree with all these people, or even partially agree with most of them, but AOC with the schoolboy roll-up, just a 1 count. There's a briefcase in there in the National Guardsman's hand. Of course, the ring is surrounded by 23 briefcases full of Super PAC money. So Lady Cop, Lauren Boebert, AOC going at it, and Boebert over the top rope. she gets back in. And here comes Matt Walsh, that little idiot of the internet, digital grifter. Of course, one of the leading voices of the transphobic movement going on right now. Pretty much calling for open season on trans people. And, Missouri, of course, had that website where you could report neighbors. We've entered a very dark time, man. And all in the guise of protecting children, even though there's been multiple cases come out recently of churches that have been abusing children. But whatever, man. I don't even want to think about it. The whole thing is just, what's the big deal with this transphobic movement? Just let people be, man. And we get another buzzer, and here comes Matt Gaetz, that Florida congressman. Speaking of questionable relationships with underage people, he, of course, navigated that not too far back. Not only young women, but a young man as well. So we've got a full house right now. First 5 competitors all in there. Nobody eliminated yet. Matt Gaetz is swinging that plank of wood on people. Fighting Lauren Boebert right now, which you expect them to work together. Lady cop over there. Matt Walsh nailing the lady cop. Punches Gaetz as well. We get a buzzer, and we're going to have another person. And here comes Senator Josh Hawley. Speaking of Missouri, well, AOC got pinned in there. I did not see who did that, but AOC got beaten in there. Now Josh Hawley is in, that senator from Missouri, and he nails the lady cop just a 1 count. And he gets a belly-to-belly suplex on the lady cop. And just a 2 count, she still kicks out. But Josh Hawley taking it to the lady cop. Got a big kick there on Matt Walsh. Now an arm bar on the lady cop. And he drops her on her head again. And he gets the pin that time. 3rd time's a charm for Josh Hawley, and beating on the lady policewoman. And coming into the ring, Big John Fetterman, Pennsylvania senator. He's going to come in and try to regulate. A lot of right-wing voices in there right now. Lauren Boebert, Matt Gaetz from Congress, Matt Walsh from the internet, Josh Hawley from the Senate, and John Fetterman coming in. And he's got Lauren Boebert in a full Nelson right now, and she is up off the ground, folks, up in the air. Big John trying to regulate. So this is week 3. Well, there's a pin on Josh Hawley by Fetterman. He kicks out. We're in week 3 of 6 weeks of these folks accumulating points towards our 7th week. And well, looky here. Tucker Carlson. Timely. Tucker Carlson, of course, parted ways with Fox News today. Not sure what the story is on that, because he's been their lead propagandist. Boebert thrown over the top rope by John Fetterman on the far end of the ring there. But Tucker Carlson, man, has been their lead propagandist, and Fox has parted ways with him today. And it's not clear what the next step is. Tucker still made it here. I don't know if he'll still be part of the discourse, if he'll have another opportunity show up right away, if something is planned, some sort of, he's been a very successful propagandist for a number of years. He's been the leading voice of white nationalism on TV, on cable news. And here comes the police state. Of course, police state won 2 weeks ago, tied for the lead. And Matt Walsh got taken out by somebody there. I did not see. Police state was coming out. I didn't pay attention to who that was. Bob, my producer, Bob Dabalina, make sure we go back and watch the tape and get the right credit for who gets a point there. Of course you will, Bob. I know, Bob. You have a lot of integrity, buddy. So police state won 2 weeks ago. He's out here trying to accumulate some more points towards that 7th week finale. Maybe even run the tape and get some of those bonus points. I don't know. It's kind of hard to do it from the start of the field, but you never know. And here comes last week's winner from the south side of Facebookistan. It's the Reply Guy. So he'll be he grabs one of those briefcases full of money. Fetterman flipping Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson spears Fetterman. Police state nails the Reply Guy with that chair. Senator Hawley is on the apron, but nobody has taken him off yet, so he gets back in. There's a Tucker Carlson got dropped right into that ladder by Matt Gaetz, but then Reply Guy drops the police state on top of both of them. And we got a buzzer coming out. Pete Bourgeoisie, Secretary of Transportation. We are going to electric bike our way towards progress, folks. Pete Bourgeoisie is out. I do appreciate Pete Bourgeoisie coming out in wrestling trunks. A lot of these politicians come out in debate attire. Well, Josh Hawley over the top rope, and the police state kicks him, but he's not. Kicks him again, and he's out. So the police state takes out Josh Hawley. And then he sweeps Tucker Carlson with a Russian leg sweep onto the ladder, and that might be another pin. Yeah, so the police state just wrecking shop, man, cleaning house. Took out Josh Hawley and Tucker Carlson pretty quickly. Here comes Marjorie Taylor Greene to join the melee. So to reset the field, we got Matt Gaetz and Marjorie Taylor Greene from Congress, Pete Bourgeoisie, the Secretary of Transportation, Senator John Fetterman, the Reply Guy, and the police state. And police state just dropped by Pete Bourgeoisie, and Reply Guy jumps on him for the pin. So Reply Guy got the pin off of the Pete Bourgeoisie move. Fetterman and MTG locking up on the far side. So last week's winner, Reply Guy, pinned winner from 2 weeks ago, police state. And we get a buzzer. And coming out is the neurodivergent NB. Made the discourse this past week talking about babies on trains, and there's a pin on Reply Guy, but Reply Guy kicks out. Fetterman and Pete Bourgeoisie are on that apron, and Pete Bourgeoisie eliminated by John Fetterman. Neurodivergent NB made the discourse this past week talking about babies on a plane and being very annoyed, rather than the normal asshole maneuver of just being annoyed by a baby on a plane, saying that they couldn't handle it. The sound was too much for them, and it was ableist to think that they should have to tolerate a baby on a plane. And I just, some of these words we use now, we sort of just throw them around a little loosey-goosey. Here comes the free thinker talking about loosey-goosey. His thoughts aren't all that free. And Fetterman going for a pin on MTG. Matt Gaetz beating on that neurodivergent MB. I mean, I'll be honest, I probably agree with the neurodivergent MB on most matters more than most of these people in the ring. But ease up, man. You still have to live in a society, you know? Neurodivergent MB thrown into that chair. Free thinker over the top rope. Reply Guy getting another elimination there. Free thinker did not last long tonight. Luckily, we've only seen one of those free thinkers this season. Last season, we had a whole plethora of them. And here comes the critical thinking punk joining things here. And there was a pin. John Fetterman got pinned by Matt Gaetz. So Big John is out. MTG getting a roll-up on Matt Gaetz right after that. So Gaetz pinned Fetterman, but then MTG took the opportunity to roll up Gaetz. And he is gone. So we've got Reply Guy in there. Marjorie Taylor Greene. Neurodivergent MB, and that critical thinking punk. And the ladder just crashes and people everywhere. And critical thinking punk going for a pin there on Reply Guy. Only a 2 count. Almost got him. And here comes Kathy Hochul, New York governor. I think this is her first time entering the discourse. Of course, making the news. New York Democrats have shown their out-of-touchness. And Reply Guy's busted open in there. So is Marjorie Taylor Greene. We got blood in the ring, folks. But the governor of New York was trying to get protections for renters in there. They removed them all from their budget, and just showing how little they care about normal working people. Renter class, like, are you working class? Do you rent? You only paying one mortgage? Then you're most likely working class. Neurodivergent MB knocked over that top rope, hanging on. Well, and here we go, continuing the theme of the clueless New York Democratic Party. Here comes Eric Adams, Governor Hochul, and Neurodivergent MB are on that apron together. Adams is just like a weekly parade of some sort of idiocy. It's not beneficial to the people, but I don't quite know how places elect like Democrats that are more like Republican than a Democrat in a lot of ways. Of course, Eric Adams, former New York police officer, his allegiances are to that police state. And here comes Chuck Schumer, senator from New York. Speaking of the New York Democratic Party and the cluelessness, Schumer has been instrumental as a Senate leader. Democrats instrumental in them being somewhat incompetent and inefficient the past decade, really. Republicans have been running this slow change after abortion, after a lot of things, and it's almost like Schumer, Eric Adams pins that neurodivergent MB, so sorry that they got eliminated. But Chuck Schumer has just been instrumental in not accomplishing stuff, and sometimes it feels to me like are they complicit at this point? Are the Democrats complicit? Or are they just that stupid? And here comes Super Blue Check, and perhaps that term is outdated because that blue check got removed last week. So this is former editor of Jezebel, contributor to Atlantic, Harper's. Super Blue Check now, just super regular person swearing she is not going to buy that blue check. And there was a pin on Governor Hochul by Reply Guy, so Reply Guy is getting some points in here tonight, making his bones. So to reset the field, we got Reply Guy in there, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Eric Adams and the critical thinking punk, Chuck Schumer, and Super Blue Check. No. It's the subscribe blue check. One of these subscribe blue checks. So this guy's back, and if you were here last season, I actually tried to fight this guy. But subscribe blue check is out. There's a plugin you can get if you use Twitter on your browser. You can look it up. It'll just automatically block Twitter blue checks that are subscribed. It's a great plugin. I can't recommend it enough. It's called Blue Block. Plug-in for Chrome, that is. Really good. I think it works on Firefox as well. Definitely look into that if you look at Twitter on desktop, because it is nice just to cleanse all those blue checks right on out of there. And we get a buzzer. And it's Vice President Kamala Harris. Reply Guy still hanging out ringside. Kamala Harris joins the melee. I'd like to see her hit that subscribe blue check. I want that guy out of there. I hate a subscribe blue check. I can't stand a subscribe blue check. Oh, it's so damn ignorant too, man. If you're a subscribe blue check, I'm sorry. I apologize for you being ignorant enough to pay for Twitter, but so that's just a lot of fighting going on, and we get a buzzer. And it's my man, the Twitter communist. Speaking of Twitter, here comes the Twitter communist, that stand-up comedian and meme sharer. Wow, he got to roll up into the chair, into the ladder. I thought subscribe blue check was going to get pinned there by Super Blue Check. Too much going on, man. There's a pin. So we got Marjorie Taylor Greene, Chuck Schumer, Senator, subscribe blue check, Super Blue Check, Vice President Kamala Harris, New York City Mayor Eric Adams, critical thinking punk, and the Twitter communist, all in here at once. So we've got a full ring right now. The discourse is hot and heavy and just chock full of voices shouting over each other. Kamala Harris and MCG locked up. And out comes the idiot billionaire himself. Elon Musk had a big week. Had that spaceship blew up, hoping to have manned flights to Mars. And I'm looking forward to the day that he goes to Mars and it blows up and he's stuck there. Removed all the blue checks that didn't pay, started giving them to people, and people started clarifying, hey man, we didn't pay for this, I don't want it. Like, that's a sign that people really love you, when you give them something and they want to clarify that they didn't want you to actually give it to them. And Chuck Schumer taken out by Kamala Harris. So Kamala Harris eliminates Chuck Schumer. At the same time, the legacy blue check comes out. Subscribe blue check got pinned in there by somebody. So that legacy blue check, one of the loudest voices about how without the verification process, you can't tell somebody is authentic. And I really don't. I'll be honest, I don't have a lot of love for the non-subscribe blue checks. Like, they're kind of pretentious, and the legacy blue check is definitely a version of that. Having a little sip of tap water. Tonight's episode is brought to you by tap water. So I think we have 3 more people still to come out. And here's one of them, Ron DeSantis, governor of Florida, still holding on to notions he's going to go for president. He drops Elon Musk on his neck right away. Scares me as a presidential candidate because he'd be a much more effective totalitarian dictator than Trump was, as he's shown in Florida. He's definitely punished his enemies and passed crazy laws, and he is not afraid to overexert power. Eric Adams over the top rope, Elon Musk out there with him. They're fighting on the apron, and Elon knocks him off. Eric Adams is out. Twitter communist has been busted open in there, so he is bloody on the far side of the ring. We get a buzzer, and it's going to be our next to last entrant tonight, and it's Donald Trump, the big dog himself. Man, I was reading about this guy's ideas going into this next election, and boy, oh boy, is he nuts. We got double pins, super blue check pinned in there, and Kamala Harris, so the field thins out quickly. But I don't know if you heard or read about these freedom cities. Trump, one of his things he wants to campaign on is building these freedom cities on federal land, just like 10 giant cities just growing out of nothing on federal land. Like, it is one of the more batshit insane ideas that an American presidential candidate, an American political candidate has had in a while. And our last entrant tonight, not an FBI agent, as things become more contentious, more activism going on. Know that not an FBI agent is going to be around trying to talk you into things and convincing you that he is definitely part of your crew and you can trust him, and don't worry, he's not an FBI agent. Marjorie Taylor Greene choked out on the far side, got made to quit by Donald Trump. So Trump, I kind of thought she was his vice presidential candidate, but he just kind of regulating on her. So we got 7 folks left. Critical Thinking Punk's still out there. Twitter Communist still out there. Elon Musk, Legacy Blue Check, Ron DeSantis, Donald Trump, not an FBI agent. Of course, the final 4 will get bonus points. 3 for 4th, 5 for 3rd, 7 for 2nd, and 10 for 1st. Those bonus points go a long ways. Of course, at week 7, our top 27 point getters will come out in reverse order, so having points is key to coming out late in that finale and trying to win the discourse. There's a roll-up on the ladder, and Legacy Blue Check pinned by that not an FBI agent on the ladder. So we are down to 6. Couple ladders in the ring. National Guardsman sets one back up. I guess I'm kind of rooting for the Twitter communist here. He's the guy I probably most get along with. A Critical Thinking Punk, I don't know. I could listen to music with him, I guess. I mean, if I had to pick somebody, if I had to pick 2 of these guys to play dominoes with, it'd probably be Critical Thinking Punk and Twitter Communist. If I only had 2 bullets, that would be hard, because Elon, Trump, DeSantis, I don't know if I could get them. I might try a trick shot if I only had 2 bullets to see if I could get 3. I'd have to try a trick shot. And there's a pin on not an FBI agent by DeSantis, and the FBI agent is knocked out. DeSantis pins him, so he is out. We're down to 5. Trump goes right after DeSantis. Critical Thinking Punk holding on to his knee over there. Elon Musk has been busted open. He's bloody. Of course, Twitter Communist is bloody. Trump and DeSantis got no love for each other. And there's a pin on DeSantis by Musk and kick out at 2. Trump middle finger for Twitter communist, I think, punching Elon Musk. DeSantis just drops Twitter communist right on his face. But Twitter communist back on him. Critical thinking punk hanging tough, even though he's been out there a while. We'll have to see how Biden's opinion of some of these guys affects the outcome and the count. And there's a pin on Twitter communist, but Twitter communist kicks out DeSantis over the top rope, but he's on the apron. Can Twitter communist get him off? Now they're both out there. And he kicks DeSantis, but DeSantis hangs on and gets in. Nobody eliminated. Dangerous moves there by those two. DeSantis and the critical thinking punk going at it there for a minute. Trump's got one of those briefcases in hand. And DeSantis rolls up Trump. Just a 2 count. So the discourse going a little extra long tonight, folks. Oh, right into the ladder. That's got to be it for DeSantis. And Trump jumps on him for the pin, and Biden counts him out. Biden counts out DeSantis for the Trump win. So we're down to our final 4. So these guys will get the bonus points. Critical thinking punk, Twitter communist, Elon Musk, and Donald Trump. They're going to be getting some bonus points of one number or another. Oh, and the Twitter communist just nailed critical thinking punk with that bat. But now he's locked up with Elon. Next person eliminated will get 3 bonus points. Biden knocked down there. National Guardsman thrown across the ring by Elon Musk. Elon Musk usually falls over himself here, but he's actually staying in this thing tonight. Perhaps fired up by how embarrassing a week he's had. He gets a punch in on Trump. Biden climbing the ladder for some strange reason. And there's a pin on Trump by Elon. Just a 2 count. This one's going on and on, folks. None of these guys have won this season, so we'll have a new winner tonight to join the police state and the reply guy in the winner's circle. There is no winner's circle. It's just something I said. Critical thinking punk still holding that knee. Not quite as young as he used to be, I guess. Twitter communist beating on Elon. I think Elon enjoys the punishment. Elon with a splash there shifted to pin the communist. Just a 2 count. And we're still down to 4. These 4 won it. No women left, unfortunately. We're back to all men. Discourse is what it is. Elon with a pin on the critical thinking punk. And that's it. The critical thinking punk is out. He gets 3 bonus points for coming in 4th. So we're down to the final 3. The Twitter communist. President Biden just fell off that ladder for some reason. We got Donald Trump, Elon Musk, and the Twitter communist. Whew. Man, what a trio that is. Gotta say, pulling for the Twitter communist. Roll up by Trump. He's got Musk down. Twitter communist breaks it up with that briefcase. Trump takes that briefcase and nails the Twitter communist. Big elbow. Then him and Elon lock up. Twitter communist just giving some mule kicks to whoever's in the way. Elon with a roll-up on Trump. Nobody ever gets pinned with this, but, well, look at that. He spoke too soon. Elon gets the pin with the backslide roll-up, so we're down to 2. Donald Trump covers his face in shame. embarrassed to have been beaten by that move that we've never seen anybody actually get pinned with. So it is the Twitter communist and Elon Musk now, the final two. Biden having some words there with Twitter communist briefly. And there's a suplex pin attempt right there. A perfect plex. That's two, and he kicks out. Twitter communist kicks out. And somebody, I think Biden just threw that briefcase upside the Twitter communist's head. So next week we'll be back for week 4. I understand with it being May Day, we're going to have leftist voices come out next week. So it's going to be a leftist discourse next week, baby. Twitter communists hoping to have a little leftist discourse here this week. But Elon hanging tough tonight, man. Oh, nails him with that bat. Elon has been ruthless tonight. And he's going for the pin. Just a 1 count. Twitter communist hanging tough. Over the top rope. Is this it? Elon doesn't close in on him. Twitter communist comes back in. When you get him over there, and there's a pin by the Twitter communist. It could just a 2. So one of these guys has got to win the discourse tonight. It's the longest match of this season so far. Twitter communist tries to get him. There's a leg sweep neck breaker there. Elon with a couple kicks. He probably should have went for the pin there, I think. Why prolong this thing? Twitter communist is back up, ready for more. And he drops Elon. And he gets his own leg sweep, and there's a cover. That might be it, folks. That's 1, that's 2, and there's a kick out. Elon kicks out still. Not giving him up. Now he's in a sleeper hold. Twitter communist trying to make him quit. President Biden right there to ask him. Elon holds on. Now the Twitter communist has that hammer. He wants to control the means of production here. And he drops him. Big suplex. Drops the hammer. You should have hit him with the hammer, Twitter communist. Too much Marxism, not enough Leninism. And now Elon fighting back. We got 2 ladders up in the ring. Those are dangerous weapons in the way. Somebody gets thrown in that. And Twitter communist sidesteps, but then gets hit with an elbow anyway. And there's a cover on him after National Guardsman falls off. And there it is. Elon Musk has beaten the Twitter communist after that ladder incident. So Elon Musk wins this thing, and they get out in unison. That was strange. So let's look at this replay. Elon nails him, going for the pin, and then I don't know what's happening with the National Guardsman, but he falls on top of him, and there's the pin. Elon Musk wins it for tonight. So let's look at our results for tonight, folks. Elon Musk with 14 points at the top of the board tonight. Twitter communist with 8. Donald Trump with 7. Reply Guy eliminated 3 guys. So Reply Guy and Critical Thinking Punk got 3. Josh Hawley, Police State, John Fetterman, Matt Getz, Eric Adams all got 2 points. Our updated scoreboard after 3 events, halfway through the 6 weeks to set up the finale. Reply Guy at the top with 16 points. Police State and Twitter Communist with 15. Now, Twitter Communist hadn't won 1 week, but he's worked his way up to 15. Elon with 14 points, Donald Trump with 13, President Biden, the Library Drag Queen, the Legacy Blue Check got 8, and Josh Hawley, and not an FBI agent, rounding out our leaderboard with 6. So once again, folks, this whole nonsense, unreal, political Monday Night Rumble of the Discourse is sponsored by my Southern Gothic Futurist Patreon. That's where you can keep up with all the things I do. You can actually just support all the things I do. Even if I don't do something, you're supporting it. You just putting money in my family's hands so that we can, well, you know how it is. We're all trying to survive capitalism. Southern Gothic Futurism is my philosophical brand. It is my multimedia nonsense gibberish that I put out unto the world, and my Patreon is how you can support it. So click that link, man. Check that out. Try to support me. Support your local weirdos. Support your digital weirdos. Support the weirdos in your life that make life not so damn boring, man. Everything is so damn boring lately, isn't it? Who knew the dystopia would be so boring? But here we are. Anyways, that's it for this week, folks. I'll see you again next week for week 4. And until then, it's your boy, Dirt God Raven Mac. Salam.